I want to get that. So we captured a Venezuelan oil tanker now. So we took out a bunch of drug boats. Good. Thumbs up. Now we've taken over an oil tanker. I love this. Do you know what this is, Joan?
What is it?
This is peace through strength.
Yes.
This is exactly what this is. Now, I haven't heard how anyone else has been covering this, but this is basically President Trump going after Venezuela and Iran for funding terrorists. That's what this whole thing is all about. I love that the president is doing this. And I don't know if Democrats are, freaking out about this like they always do.
Well, I can tell you how ABC is covering it.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear. How did ABC cover it?
This is an escalation. President Trump is escalating into a war with Venezuela. He said he's a peacemaker. Look what he's doing now.
Do you know what? Here's the thing, is that, do you remember, I don't know if you were with me at that point, probably not, Joan, but way back when, no, you weren't. But when Biden comes into the White House, right, Donald Trump had implemented a bunch of sanctions on Iran. Joe Biden comes in and he basically ignores the Iranian sanctions.
Yes.
And so then Iran is allowed to sell oil to the likes of, China and Russia and so forth. That gets Iran a whole bunch of money. They use that money to fund Hamas, who then attacks Israel.
Yeah.
That's what this whole thing is all about.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to get on the air today. Because I was like, I was really excited that he's done this. Venezuela, they're lucky that Trump didn't sink the damn thing, but obviously he wouldn't. There's a bunch of oil on this tanker. So this is Donald Trump. He was talking about this yesterday.
Interesting day from the standpoint of news. As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
So that is President Trump. Now, the big question is, when he said, I don't know, something about we'll be doing some other things later, something like that.
You'll be talking about this later with some other people. Way to be specific.
Master communicator, yes. Donald Trump.
Yes.
But anyway, so we know, everybody knows, we've been talking about it. We've got that massive military presence in the Caribbean. The president says we'll probably just keep the tanker and the oil. This thing has somewhere around apparently 1.8 million barrels of oil. I mean, that's a lot of oil. So this particular tanker has been sanctioned by the United States because we say it has been involved in illicit oil shipping. And so it's been sanctioned because ultimately what happens is they sell this oil on the black market, and that supports foreign terrorist organizations. Basically, Venezuela has been working with Iran and Hezbollah in oil purchases and trades skirting sanctions. They've been selling oil on the black market, utilizing this tanker. They call it the Skipper, I guess. And so we've sanctioned this particular oil tanker. And again, just putting the whole thing into perspective, Biden allowed these kind of ships. Trump, can I be honest? If I'm going to ding Trump for anything, he should have done this sooner. I mean, I would have liked to have seen this ship, because it's been, sailing around doing this for quite some time. But Biden, of course, allowed Venezuela and Iran to just sell as much oil as they possibly could because Biden was weak and Biden couldn't find peace through strength if it knocked him in the head. So these were sanctions placed on Iran back in 2018. Biden comes into office, looks the other way, basically allowed Iran to sell oil, and they made, it was billions of dollars. I remember this whole storyline. It was billions of dollars that eventually paved the way for Iran to pay Hamas to invade Israel. And so Donald Trump is obviously sick and tired of this happening. He's going after Maduro. I mean, he does not want Maduro in power in Venezuela, and neither do the Venezuelans, quite frankly. I thought it was interesting because Jay Tapper. Hey, Joan, can I ask you a sidebar question?
Yeah.
Can you look at Jay Tapper? Has he had some work done?
Oh.
I'm asking a question because he looks slightly different. Either he's lost a lot of weight or he's had some work done or something. I don't know. But old Jake was on with Chuck Schumer, and Chuck actually didn't really even seem particularly outraged over this.
Do you disagree with President Trump's ultimate goal of regime change in Venezuela?
Look, the bottom line is President Trump throws out so many different things in so many different ways. You don't even know what the heck he's talking about. You know, obviously, if Maduro would just flee on his own, everyone would like that. But we don't know what the heck he's up to when he talks about that. So it's you cannot say, I endorse this, I endorse that, when Trump is all over the lot, not very specific, and very worrisome at how far he might escalate.
So it's a little hard to pin down exactly what it is that Schumer's talking about there, but he's not exactly condemning Donald Trump taking over this oil vessel. But here's what's happening with the Trump administration. 3 words: peace through strength. You have a president actually showing peace through strength. Other presidents have let Iran and Venezuela and other nations get away with skirting these sanctions and bringing drugs into our country and funding terrorism for far too long. So now we have a president that is actually doing something about it, and I love that. That's a good thing, not a bad thing, unless, of course, you are a Democrat. Let's also, by the way, remember that Venezuela does sell a lot of oil to China. This boat, the Skipper, was on its way to Cuba, then to Asia. So I don't know. I have not seen where it was specifically going to go to China. But here's the deal, is that Donald Trump is doing absolutely the right thing. By the way, for people that haven't read this part of the story, this ship, it's like you know what they call these? They call these ghost ships. And so they have falsified location data and like fake identifiers. And so that's why they call them ghost ships. And they sort of just, sail around and they are under the radar, if you will. So I love what the president is doing. And I think this is exactly the right call. We'll have to see if the president ends up going into Venezuela. We're going to talk about Sam has pulled up the size of the Venezuelan army versus our military. So we'll talk about that. And of course, when you talk about Venezuela and what they're up to and their military, that's all fine, well, and good. But you have to remember China and Iran, they are always in the mix. We've got more on this. Straight ahead, it is 5:15 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. Joan is, I don't know who's doing the traffic. I'm so confused. Yep. All right, Joan is doing the traffic at 5:15. Go.
Yeah, there is a problem on I-40 this morning. The eastbound lanes in Mount Juliet closed between exit 229 and 232. That's a crash there, and they're working on the cleanup now. So it is closed in that area, and it's very slow as well. So be careful this morning as you're headed eastbound on 40. Once again, 40 eastbound closed between 229 and 232 as they clean up a crash. Things are looking good. Otherwise, on the major roadways heading into Nashville. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Joan. As far as your weather for today, cloudy.
What is it?
You know what I almost said? Clarity. Okay, from now on Nashville's Morning News, if it's going to be like partly cloudy, I'll just call it clarity.
That's good.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, let's call Webster's.
Let's call Stefano DiPietro and say we've got a new term for partly cloudy. We're just going to call it clarity.
At get dark time, it'll be clarity.
Shut up, Sam. All right, cloudy and cool, high of 42, going to feel like 38. Thank you for listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. So this is GB News out of London. Now, I don't know if this is like the, in London, like the malcontent conservative television station or whatever in London, but they're talking about President Trump taking over this oil tanker. And listen to what they say about the president taking over this oil tanker.
This is really about sanctions busting, really, because the Venezuelan regime, of course, is illegally exporting oil, and it ends up in China. And so the United States basically is enforcing the sanctions that are in place. This is a very impressive military operation. It's American exceptionalism writ large here, and 3 cheers to President Trump, I think, for launching this kind of raid. We can't imagine, for example, Keir Starmer doing something like this.
No.
And so this is the United States, the world superpower, flexing its muscles on the world stage against a vicious, brutal communist tyrant. And that's a great thing to see, the United States actually taking action here. The United States really is standing up, I think, to one of the most odious regimes on the face of the earth. And if Maduro actually ends up being thrown out of office as a result of U.S. action, great. He's a dictator and a tyrant.
All right, so there you go. So GB News out of London does agree. And I don't know, have you seen the video, Joan, of the U.S. with the helicopters?
Oh, yeah.
And they're coming in.
It's
and
impressive.
They're, what do you call it? They're in the helicopters, and then they just take this cable and they're
rappelling down.
They rappel onto the ship.
Yeah.
And no resistance whatsoever. Like none at all. So, I mean, I don't know if they knew that they were sunk. I mean, they knew that they were going to be captured.
Yeah.
And I think that they've been allowed to do this, sail around and sell oil on the black market for far too long. And so I think that they weren't expecting it.
No, let's be real. They probably only had in the budget to have like one AK-47 on that boat.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, I don't know what they're going to do. Here's what I want to know. What are they going to do with the people that were working on the boat? Remember when Iran took one of our who did they grab? Iran grabbed some of our Navy guys. Remember that? When this was supposedly we sailed into their waters or something, and so they had video of our guys on this little boat. And they had our guys at gunpoint. Remember that whole thing? Way back when?
2016.
Was it 2016?
Yeah, it was 10 U.S. Navy sailors and 2 riverine boats in the Persian Gulf.
Yeah. So we didn't do that.
And they drifted in there by mechanical failure.
Is that what that was? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we didn't do that where there's video of us holding these people at gunpoint. I wonder what we're going to do. I don't think we're taking them hostage or prisoner or anything, are we? I don't know. I have no idea.
Wow.
I should probably find that part of the story. I mean, they're breaking sanctions anyway, so I don't know.
They didn't put them on a dinghy and send them off. I'm sure they have them in custody.
Yeah. I think this is a good thing, though. I love when the president does these things, and he does show peace through strength, so good on President Trump.
We put these sanctions on these vessels for years and years and years, and nobody has ever done anything about it.
Nobody. Joan, do you know how many years I've been screaming about this?
Yeah.
About when I saw this story, I was really excited. And admittedly, I started, monologuing at Amy. Her eyes
she must love that.
Her eyes start glazing over. There are times I know that my wife is like, I did not sign up for this. But anyway, so, I was very excited about this. And you're right. American presidents have allowed this to go on for far too long.
Yeah.
Donald Trump finally doing something about it. And, it did look like you heard the guy from GB News, very precise mission.
Yes.
Just like the mission where we took out Iran's nuclear site, the missile sites. So, I think, 2 for 2 as far as some of these military operations. And I guess we're going to keep this boat. We're going to keep the oil. And now the question is going to be, number one, what happens with the other ghost ships that are sailing around?
Yes.
Because, there's more, and we found this one, and certainly we can find others. I don't know how difficult it was for the Trump administration to find this one, but I say we just keep grabbing them. And that is a message to Iran, obviously a message to Venezuela. Maduro is in big trouble. It is a message to China as well. And Venezuela's military, Trump, there's this big conversation about whether or not we're going to go in militarily and send ground troops into Venezuela. But, let's be honest, their military is small. You were telling me off the air.
Not just small. So when it comes to the worldwide index of military global firepower, we're number 1. Venezuela ranks 50th. And in comparison, their active personnel, the officials will claim inside of Venezuela that there's 300,000 in their military right now.
Right.
Even if that was true, the real numbers seem to be about 125,000.
So
we've got 1.3 million across all branches.
So then the question is, okay, so if we go into Venezuela, then does China get involved? Who's going to get involved? Is Russia going to get involved? Because Venezuela has business dealings with both China and Russia. Russia, a lot of military equipment, China with oil. So the question is, how far would China and Russia go to protect Venezuela? And it would be a lot easier for everybody if Maduro left one way or another. And trust me when I say I'm not advocating for regime change. I'm not a regime change kind of guy because trust me when I say I know how south that can go. But this is one of those stories that is going to be continuously developing, and we'll continue to watch it here on Nashville's Morning News. Joan, everybody knows what we're doing. We are bucking the company-mandated Christmas music for our own, and this is mine for this morning. Go.
Something about Christmas time, something about Christmas time makes you wish it was Christmas.
Bryan Adams, Canadian.
I haven't heard this in a while.
Yeah, this is really good. I love, that's enough. I'm a big Bryan Adams fan, as everybody knows. And the thing that I like about Bryan Adams is that I think that's an original of his. I think that he actually wrote that himself as opposed to covering one of the old-time songs. I may be wrong, but that is one of my all-time favorite Christmas songs, Bryan Adams. And what is it called? One of my all-time favorites, but I don't know what the name of it is.
Christmas Time?
Imagine that. Christmas Time by Bryan Adams. All right, so Joan, I am getting mixed messages from the audience that I adore so much.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I got all kinds of incoming heckfire from the folks because I spoke about In-N-Out and how excited I was that In-N-Out was coming in and opening yesterday. And so I said, by the middle of the show, I was like, all right, screw it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Well, now everybody wants to know on the super text line.
Did you go?
Hey, Dan, how was your trip to In-N-Out or did you go? Well, I did go. Kind of a crazy story, but I don't want to dwell on it. I'm going to play fun with audio. Gavin Newscum audio is coming up next, Joan. So I wasn't going to go.
That's something to look forward to.
Yes. But I wasn't going to go because I was really tired and I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Amy actually came down and said, no. You've been complaining about this.
For years.
Like literally years.
Yes.
As I've said, my first show on WTN on that Sunday, I talked about In-N-Out coming to Tennessee. So she told me Joan, I was literally in my pajamas. Like, that's how settled in I was.
Did you go in your pajama bottoms?
Thank the Lord, no.
Okay, good.
She said, get dressed, put your pants on. We're going to In-N-Out. All right, so we went. We were going to stay in the car and go through the drive-thru. Somehow Amy managed a wrong turn, so we actually had to go in. 90 minutes from arriving at In-N-Out to Burger, it was 90 minutes.
Wow.
And here's the crazy thing, though, is that nobody was complaining. Like, there was a room full of people, and nobody complained about the wait. And it was, they had the line out the door. Again, 90 minutes. Everybody was cool. Everybody was chill or chilly because it was really cold.
Freezing, yeah.
Because we didn't, and this is funny. So you figure you go into In-N-Out. I think my total bill was like $21, right? But you've got to add $90 onto it because of the sweatshirts I was forced to buy because we weren't going to get out of the car because Amy made a wrong turn.
And you left thinking you were just going to go through the drive-thru.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're standing outside. And so luckily they were selling sweatshirts. I had to buy 2 sweatshirts for $90 total.
They made out big.
They
I bet
sure did.
Everybody standing in line was buying sweatshirts.
Actually, no.
No?
No, they looked lonely over there. So I said, all right, I'm the sucker. I'm the sap. So bought a couple of sweatshirts. I'm wearing my black In-N-Out sweatshirt today, as a matter of fact. And so.
What color did Amy get?
Amy got like a whitish, like a cream color.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Well, Well, because black is so boring.
It makes me look thinner, Joan. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway.
Oh, I got
sound so white.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Play that again, Sam.
You sound so white.
There you go.
You sound so white.
So anyway, so got in, loved it. And for those of you that were worried that In-N-Out would not be able to keep the quality this far east and south, they did. It was outstanding. It was excellent. And I am so excited that In-N-Out is finally here. Everybody was excited to not see or hear one person that said that they were disappointed in the food. There's people online that are going to say,
Yeah.
you know,
of
whatever.
course.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
As I often say, you can be wrong. People hate when I say that, by the way.
Super Tester Chris wants to know where my hoodie is. Why didn't you buy me a hoodie?
Do you know what? Can I be honest with you, Joan?
What?
I got you a sticker.
Dan,
And I got
my
Sam a
heart
sticker
is
too.
full this morning.
Isn't it though?
Yes, thank you.
A full heart. Do you know what the funny thing is? I bought, now, don't take this the wrong way, Sam and Joan, but when Johnny and Ken were in those respective seats, I actually bought them In-N-Out shirts. Ask me how many times they wore those shirts.
I bet
Zero.
they never did.
Big fat zero.
Yeah.
And I love both of them. But I'm saying that, you know, clothing is a very personal thing. And so I chose to get you. You know what I did get you, though? And I forgot them. I'll bring them tomorrow. But do you know what I did also get is an In-N-Out hat.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah. So you two can fight over the hat, if you would like. Little chef hat kind of a thing.
I think it'll look great on Sam.
Oh, the paper hat?
Yeah, the paper hat.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Did I post it? I didn't post it.
Look, you can give that to Joan.
No, it's okay.
I know.
I think you-
I actually wore my fair share of Waffle House paper hats back in the day.
But aren't you like a chef kind of guy? You need this.
I don't need it at home because if first of all, right now my hair is not a problem. But if it was, I've got headbands and hair ties.
Mm-hmm.
I'm showing the people on the super text on the super talk line. That's my. Can they see that? That's my. That's me.
Well, holding your phone up just makes it look like you went to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. All right. So anyway, moving right along. So it's great. Have fun. Gavin Newsom. You want to do some fun with audio? So Gavin Newsom, of course, he is becoming California Governor Gavin Newsom. He is just becoming ridiculous in these warnings about Donald Trump. And, you know, Trump is not running again. He's said he's not running again. But Gavin Newsom, man, it's like he dreams, nightmares, whatever you want to call it. But he sees Donald Trump everywhere he goes. And so this was on some sort of a podcast.
I think Trump is one of the most destructive presidents and human beings in my lifetime. I think this republic is at real risk.
Can we replay that? Okay, so remember what fun with audio is. Fun with audio is Joan, me, and Sam responding and reacting to audio that we have not heard, all right? So I've not heard this.
I think Trump is one of the most destructive presidents and human beings in my lifetime.
One of the most destructive human beings, because remember, he said presidents and human beings in my lifetime. So let's go through some of the most destructive human beings that has been in Gavin Newsom's lifetime. I mean, you've got Osama bin Laden, right?
Saddam
Hussein. I mean, we could go on, but I mean, there's two right there. Castro. We've got the guy that, raped all those women and killed a woman, and he is going to be put to death at some time.
Epstein.
You got Epstein, of course, too. Why does nobody ever call the when they say this kind of thing, why don't they ever call out the ridiculousness of what these people say?
So I would argue that President Trump would wear that like a badge. Yes, he's destructive. He's disrupting everything that the Dems have set up in the past and trying to disrupt the future of those types of plans. I think he would think being called destructive is an honor.
You know what? And so to go along with what Joan just said, sure, he is destructing all of the destruction that Joe Biden caused.
Yes.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
Destructing the destruction of Joe Biden's destruction. Here's more.
I think this republic is at real risk, this country being unrecognizable. And I have no patience for...
I like that. You know what's so funny? this country, he just said something about how this country is going to be unrecognizable. You mean like Minneapolis?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Or like all those luxury homes that were destroyed in the Palisades fire, getting Section 8 housing instead.
Oh, yeah. Or you go into Los Angeles with all of the 10 cities. You want to talk about unrecognizable. Los Angeles is unrecognizable. San Francisco is unrecognizable. What's a good name for Gavin Newsom? Like, he's slimy. He's smarmy. He's a dolt.
Newscum.
Newscum. Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Norman Bates.
And I have no patience for people that want to indulge it. I can't stand the crony capitalism. I can't stand all these supplicants that are sitting there bending the knee to this president. I can't stand the universities that have done that, the law firms that have done that.
It was so funny. He's talking about what he says, supplicants. Not exactly sure what that is. But
Yeah.
if you want to talk about the people that are supporting Donald Trump, and he's obviously talking about that in a negative context. Would you like Gavin Newsom to talk about the people that stood behind and beside Joe Biden? I mean, if you want to go down that road, we can very easily do it because we had an entire administration that was devoted to hiding the reality that Joe Biden was losing his ever-loving mind while in office. The lack of self-awareness of these people on the left. Good Lord, man.
The individual corporate leaders that have done that, the other governors, maybe Democrats and Republicans that have been complicit at this moment.
Oh, please, let's talk about governors like you and Governor Tim Walz. This was actually a pretty good audio bite to bring for Fun with Audio.
Has he ever owned up to or apologized for the fact that he shut down the whole state of California,
No.
but he was still gallivanting around with his friends?
Do you know what's so fun? I don't know if he's ever actually acknowledged the absolute hypocrisy of shutting down the state of California and having that highfalutin dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Maskless.
And not just highfalutin. What was it, like 25 people?
25 people on, with a kitchen, with a table where everybody was scrunched in together.
Oh, my gosh. But the impact of the spread.
Yeah. No, I don't know if he ever actually...
It's a super spreader event.
He spreads a lot.
Yeah.
He spreads a lot of BS is what he does.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is reckless. He's wrecked this country. We'll not have a fair and free election if we don't continue to fight. That's what matters to me, seriously.
He's just, like, he sounds unhinged, Gavin Newsom does, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, but his whole identity is based on being opposed to whatever Donald Trump does.
That is absolute truth.
He doesn't have any other identity. It's not like he's for something. He doesn't have a policy that he could name.
Do you know why that is, Joan?
Crafted.
That's a great point. The reason is that California is a complete abject failure under his rule.
Yes.
So you're absolutely right, Joan. That's a great point. Is what does he have to brag about with California?
Growing the homeless population.
Yes.
Yeah, that's growing the homeless population, growing the illegal immigration population.
Chasing businesses out.
Chasing business. Oh, no. I got to fact check you there, Sam. One business has actually thrived, and that is those businesses giving illegal aliens driver's licenses and CDLs so that they can drive semis. That is one business that Gavin Newsom has managed to grow.
He's also really good at disasters like wildfires, landslides, all the things that happen because of poor management of the areas, the forests.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to clear the forest, and they never do. They never did. So you got the fires, then you got the landslides.
Yes, and if you think that it's a mistake or that it's something being overlooked, I would say it's intentional. Just like Joe Biden intentionally opened the border. All of this is intentional.
And let's not forget the fire hydrants with no water.
Yes.
Firefighters using purses to put out the Palisades fire.
It's amazing. All right, here's more.
The future ex-governor, and who the hell knows what happens the rest of my life, except one thing I know that matters in the rest of my life is I have to look at my kids in the goddamn eye. I mean that.
Well,
Whoa, you forgot one.
Yeah. Did you get that? All right, we got that. Sam, why didn't you preview that?
Oh.
Do you know what, though?
It's all your fault, Sam.
It's all your fault, Sam.
Yeah.
You know what? Shame on it. Okay, congratulations, folks watching on Super Talk TV. You got to hear Gavin Newsom throw down a GD. He's a potty mouth.
Yeah,
I actually don't know if that actually may be okay, but I'm not gonna
Don't
take
chance
the
it.
chance. Yeah.
He comes across like a used car salesman that's in debt to the mafia, and if he doesn't sell enough BS to people and ruin their lives, he's going to be overtaken by what he's owed, or what he owes rather.
4702. Dan, settle down. Your voice is getting higher. You have the coyotes howling in Manchester.
We do have them in Manchester. I just want you to know.
Was my
out
voice
there.
was my voice going higher? Was my voice going higher?
A little bit. It's about 75 miles away from here.
Bingo Jones, says Chris Sandoval. And 4600 from the talking about Gavin Newsom, from the guy that burned his cities. He's gruesome, says 3217.
Gruesome Newsome.
Gruesome Newsome.
Gruesome Newsome. That's a good one.
That is, I
like that.
I think I've used that at some point, one point or another. Anyway, whatever. So it is 5:54 on Nashville's Morning News. Watch us on Super Talk TV. We are up and running today.
Woohoo!
I'm hoping that, and I don't want to go south, and I don't want to jinx it.
Oh, but I love when he goes south. Go ahead.
Sam, knock on your head. Knock on wood. Totally kidding.
How dare you?
Joan, Sam's getting pretty good at all that.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, very, very good, Sam. But everything seems to be working today. It's early yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed. So watch us on Super Talk TV if you would. We are on YouTube, Facebook, X, 997WTN.com. And again, my favorite is always going to be YouTube, because we have the whole chat thing going on YouTube, and that is a whole different culture over there, and I absolutely love it. Also, a programming note real quickly. I'll be filling in for Red Eye Radio tomorrow morning, Friday morning, midnight to 5, and then I'll, of course, be here for Nashville's Morning News.